When he turned 90, no one believed it. People looked at him and said, well, maybe 70 at most, but he just smiled. He knew. It's not the number in your passport that matters, but how you feel about yourself. Georgy Speransky lived to 95, but his greatest achievement was not the number, but what he preserved. Clarity of mind, energy, and the spark in his eyes. Today, thousands dream of this, but it's already too late. Fragile blood vessels, pills. Every morning, a frightening reflection in the mirror, and yet it all could have been prevented. But they didn't know, or didn't listen. Speransky knew. He noticed how aging sneaks in, through laziness, fatigue, habits, and he left us 5 rules, simple but capable of changing everything. If you're reading this, write the word awareness in the comments. And if you're not yet subscribed to the Elders Community channel, do it now. We talk about what truly matters before it's too late. And now, who was this man who became older than anyone else but never truly aged? A man who lived 95 years without regrets. At 93, he still went out to the garden, cared for trees, woke up at 7 a.m. and cleared the snow by himself. His eyes were bright, his voice confident, his gait steady. Those who saw him for the first time were amazed. Was he really over 90? He didn't have some magical genetics. He was sick as a child, tired like everyone else, but he became the one who didn't just heal others, he saved himself every day. His path began in a military doctor's family. His father passed on not just a profession, but a duty to take responsibility for the lives of others. Speransky became a pediatrician and created the first national system for protecting mothers and children. He believed a child must not only be treated, but raised to be healthy. But the most important experiment he conducted on himself. He observed his own body like a patient and learned to listen to it. Each year he understood more. Old age begins, not with years, but in the mind. He formulated 5 rules and lived with them for almost a century. The first, the one we forget every day. It seems unimportant, but it's not. Mistake number 1, the lost art of rest and rhythm. The balance of work and quiet. He used to say, even the most brilliant thought is not worth. The most brilliant idea is not worth losing sleep over. One night, he had an idea for a new book. He got up and went back to bed. He knew, break the rhythm and you'll pay with your health. He followed a strict routine, wake up at 7 a.m., bed by 1 a.m., not out of rigidity, but respect for himself. Mornings were for work, afternoons, the garden. Winters meant skiing, summers, the vegetable patch. He switched gears, gave his brain rest, his body effort. He didn't chase success. He built a life where he could breathe freely. How often do we say, I'll catch up on sleep later, rest on vacation? And then comes high blood pressure, insomnia, medication. We've forgotten that rest isn't weakness. It's the foundation of long life. While others were treating illness, Speransky built a rhythm, where the body didn't complain. It thanked him, where each day wasn't survival, but living. And this is the rule he saw as most underestimated. Because we lose health not from illness, but from fatigue we ignore for years. But even perfect sleep wouldn't have saved him if he hadn't done one more thing, something that scares many. Soon, I'll tell you about the habit he started in adulthood. If you recognized yourself in this story, if you've ever gone to bed ignoring deep fatigue, write the word exhaustion. Mistake number 2, fear of cold. The power of adaptation, immunity, and resilience. Picture this: late autumn, a countryside house, and an 80-year-old man placing a basin of cold water on the floor and calmly dipping his feet in. That was Speransky. He didn't start in youth like many believe, but as a fully grown, conscious man. He knew health isn't luck, it's a choice. He believed the body must learn to fight, not hide in warmth and fear. Cold, he said, activates immunity, prepares the body for winter, and keeps it alert. That's why he didn't get sick. Flus and colds passed him by. Most importantly, he felt in control of his body, not dependent on a medicine cabinet. Even here, no extremes. When the nation got into hardcore ice bathing, he simply shook his head. System, yes. Fanaticism, no. Today, we fear drafts, bundle kids up at tendergrass, and keep them indoors. Every fear, like that. One more step toward weakness. We give up strength before even trying, but all this would be pointless. If not for one food Speransky considered his secret weapon, once eaten by the poor, now forgotten by the rich. A mistake. Now you'll learn how one grain can strengthen the brain, heart, and vessels. Mistake number 3. Overlooked power of a single grain, buckwheat and nutrition. He didn't believe in trendy diets, expensive supplements, or exotic foods. Buckwheat is queen, he said, and ate it almost daily, with no drama, no obsession. He simply knew it provided strength, healthy blood, resilient vessels. He didn't like broths, no explanations, he just avoided them. But buckwheat, he respected. It nourished his muscles, fed his brain, supported his blood pressure. It didn't weigh him down or make him sleepy. After eating, he felt energized. That washes test of proper food. Many of us eat tasty meals, then wake up tired and heavy. But food isn't celebration, it's fuel. If you fill your car with the wrong stuff, it breaks. Same with the body. Don't lose health from aging, but from bad habits that seem harmless. Buckwheat strengthens the heart and vessels, fights inflammation. It's affordable. And that's exactly why people ignore it. He said, eat less but wisely, and lived by that for nearly a century. But even buckwheat won't help if your body forgets how to move. Now, about the quietest danger, the one that kills silently. And how Speransky defeated it without a gym or trendy fitness apps. If you've ever thought about how food affects your heart, brain, vessels, right, nutrition, and subscribe to the Elders community, we're here to remind you, health doesn't start with pills, but with daily choices. Mistake number 4, underestimating movement, the silent enemy, inactivity. He didn't go to gyms or wear branded sneakers, but in winter, he skated on the ice. In the morning, exercises during the day, walking. Speransky didn't do sports. He lived in motion. He used to say, the body is like a clock. If you don't wind it, it stops. So he wound it daily, walking, shoveling snow in winter, gardening in summer, not for his figure, for his life. Today we're told, take it easy as you age, meaning sit still. And then people wonder, breathlessness, back pain, insomnia, a body without motion doesn't rest. It decays. He didn't move because he was strong. He was strong because he moved. Physical activity shouldn't be intense. It should be regular. Even 15 minutes a day can change your well-being. But by delaying it again and again, we silently shorten our lives. But even a body full of energy loses its meaning if the soul is empty. Speransky knew there's a source of longevity not found in food or exercise. Let me now tell you about something doctors rarely mention, but which gave his life true meaning. Mistake number 5, forgetting the soul. Morality, purpose, kindness. He helped others his whole life, even when he could barely stand. He wrote letters, made phone calls, looked for ways to help, not for glory, but because he couldn't live any other way. He said, health is not only about the body, it's about conscience too. He was a man of principles. He never insulted, never yelled, never betrayed. And this, he believed, was the source of his strength. Emotional pain destroys more than illness, anger, irritation, loneliness, true toxins. They ruin sleep, weaken immunity, accelerate aging. But kindness, attention, gratitude, they heal. So many die not from disease, but from feeling useless, from emptiness inside. He didn't allow himself to grow cold, and his body responded with warmth. He helped millions, but left behind light, and that light is still needed by those who've lost faith that long and happy life is possible. So now, what can you take from his story today so you won't regret tomorrow? If this part reminded you what truly matters, if your heart responded, write in the comments, kindness. Subscribe to the Elders community if you care not just about your body, but your soul too. We speak of things rarely said aloud, but felt by everyone. Georgy Speransky lived 95 years, but more importantly, he lived them well. He didn't cling to youth. He created it, day by day. In every choice, there was respect for body, spirit, life. He didn't wait for Monday to start or for a diagnosis to realize he was tired. He acted, knowing each lost day is gone forever. Every later leads to regret. You don't have to change everything. Start with one habit today. Go to bed earlier, step outside, let go of the unnecessary, say something kind. Remember, life hasn't passed. It's happening now. Speransky gave us a map. Now we just need to follow it. If you're still reading, write one word, choice. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the Elders community, do it now. Support our work and help us create videos that speak to the heart, not to the script. Choose life, not when it's too late, but right now. Beyond the body, life goes on. Bektareva began receiving hundreds of letters from people who had survived clinical death. They described the same thing, rising above their bodies, watching themselves from outside, hearing doctors speak, seeing their own resuscitation. Later, they could precisely recount what had happened, even outside the operating room. At first, she searched for physiological explanations. Perhaps the brain, in death, created hallucinations. But how to explain cases where the person saw what was happening in another room, or heard conversations beyond the walls? These were not hallucinations. Some said that during dreams or meditation, they left their bodies and described things, later confirmed by others. This was something more. Bektareva admitted, there is something science cannot yet measure, something that leaves the body. Maybe it's just an undiscovered brain function, or maybe it's something else. The brain may not only control the body, perhaps it can leave it. And just when it seems like it's all over, the most inexplicable part begins. But the most chilling moment of Bektareva's life was when she saw her dead husband alive.